Good evening and welcome to the Midnight Sages podcast. This is Ruben. I'm here with Wade
What's up, guys? This is Wade.
and Nick,
Hey, this is Nick.
and we have two very lovely special guests with us today. We have Rufino
What's going on?
and Eric.
Hello.
And today's topic is chivalry. Is it dead? Is it alive and well? Or is it slowly dying? What's your take on that, gentlemen?
I think it's on life support.
Why do you think that?
Well, I just feel everybody's just kind of leading away from what once used to be traditional. And nowadays I feel everybody's carrying out like their own pride and thinking it's kind of becoming more conflicting between male and female. And I blame the social media, the networks that we watch, TVs, radios, even, I would even say even podcasts, when you see them just, getting after one another. And instead of being like the place of comfort for each other, it becomes more like I win or she won this time.
Competition.
It becomes more of a competition aspect.
So you think
overall?
You think feminism the feminist movement has a big part in it also?
I believe so.
I mean, it's almost generational when you think about it. Older people, that's how they grew up in the 1950s and 60s, going back to like traditional roles and things like that. It's kind of a dying breed. The men that believe in chivalry, or at least act on it. I mean, I'm guilty of going out, taking my wife out on dates and not opening the door all the time for her. But I do catch myself from time to time, and it does make me feel better as a man when I do that. But yeah, I don't see it very often out in the public. I was driving home from Kainoa's, and I actually seen a young man. He was probably, I'm guessing, in his early 20s at that little laundromat right there. And he opened the door for his, I'm assuming his girlfriend. And I'm like, we're going to talk about that, because It surprised me, just because I think it's more of a generational thing than it is anything else. But going back to what you said, I think that there is this competition between men and women, not all women, but that women want to feel independent. They want to have that freedom to do these things. And I think that there's a narrative out there that being told by other women that, hey, you don't need a man for this, or you don't need to do that, but it's not like that. So there is a feminist movement against chivalry, but it's also expected from men in society, I think. But yeah.
What do you mean by expected?
Well, I have a 2-year-old boy, and I always teach him. I'm trying to teach him polite things right now, like the little things, like please, thank you. And I get nah, like that's all I get, but I understand that he's trying to voice that, and it stems on from there. And what I mean by expected is that I'm sure your father, if he were to see you out with your lady and you weren't opening at least the front door, or you weren't doing anything like that, I'm sure in his mind he's probably thinking, this is the way I grew up. Hey boy, you know better than that, and we expect that from each other, from as men. But you don't see it that often, so it kind of hits you like a unicorn. You know what I mean? Out in public, like when you see it, you're just like, oh, dang. It's not completely dead, but it is on life support.
And I always say the biggest reason why it is on life support, if that's what we're going to call it, because the movement now it's mostly modern women who want to be independent, which it's good to be independent, but like they want to be like a boss bitch, and they want to be able to set their dominance.
So,
And you think that's because of social media also?
Not necessarily. It's probably more
Because
like,
it's in a
they're
lot of
enforcing
films.
they're
It's
enforcing it
in
with
pop
like
culture.
music also.
Yeah, it's in everything. This
Being independent
narrative that if a man does something for you, you let them do that.
and then like that song, I don't cook, I don't clean. But let me tell you how I got
There's
this
some
thing.
hoes in the house. Yeah, I get it, right? Wait, that's
But-
not the same thing? Okay, no. Different.
But you know that those songs also put women down to
Mhm.
because they're talking about
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I think too, like when you hear these songs, it's coming out like WAP, for example.
What's
You
that?
know, it's very it's very like appealing, I feel like, to women, especially like the younger generation. But at the same time, that leaves a bad taste in like as far as the males, the boys, it leaves a bad taste. And like I'm not attracted to that,
No, of course not. And then you hear these songs by these women saying you don't need a man, you don't need this. Like, what was it, Beyonce, all the single ladies, but she's married.
If you liked it,
You know.
yeah.
Oh, what's her name? Cardi B, same thing. She's married. She's telling all these women you don't need a man, but she's married.
I have 2 daughters. One's 9 and one's 7, and I will never tell them that they need a man for any of these things, but I would expect them to expect their man to try to do these things. If he tries to do these things, he's thinking about you. He's thinking about making the little things that add up, make the path easier, opening the doors, offering. Me and my wife, when we go out to restaurants, and this is just maybe just me or whatever, I don't know if you guys do this or not. I can eat what I want to eat, right? Like I can order what I want and just be fine with that. I know for a fact she's going to want some of my food. She's not going to be happy with what she just orders, right? So I order the one thing I want that I definitely want, and she orders the one thing that she wants, and we still split it, even though I don't want that. Because that's just kind of like our little thing that we do that's my way of like being polite and like, yeah, I'll eat some of that. You can have half of my burger, or whatever,
But I don't want your boring dry salad.
Yeah, no, it's like pasta. It's like, you know what I mean? I'm like, nah, I'm
but
good.
I'll have a good time.
But it's not all the time. But we do that and compromise and whatever you want to say. But so chivalry is actually, I don't know if you guys understand where that comes from.
It's a knights.
It is 12th century, came up in the 1100s. It was behaviors and gestures, or basically how knights were supposed to act, the gestures that knights were to do in public for ladies or for higher rank or whatever people, so on. And it's kind of expanded from there, obviously, but
it did get more modernized for like a romanticized is what I'm looking for.
Yes,
The gentleman.
Yes,
the gentleman is
gentleman.
yes,
Back then it was a gentleman with armor.
with
And
swords.
courage.
It's a big sword.
I wonder why they were sold nice.
Very chivalrous. Very chivalrous, I see. But
So, what other traits do you gentlemen think you have that are chivalrous, or that you think are dying out because of, say, like the modern times? Like we were just discussing about the opening the door for your lady.
I turn on the shower for my wife. Like I know she's like, hey, I'm gonna go shower. So like if I'm in there, I'm like, here you
Guilty.
go. Boom. That thing goes to scolding hot. I go, here you go. Hey, I turned the shower on for you. She goes, oh, thank you. Like I'm like, I know it's gonna take a minute to heat up or whatever.
Right,
like,
right.
That's a little gesture that I do for her, just based off personal. Like the shower doesn't get hot enough for her.
That's really sweet.
Yeah. Women, you guys take showers, bone melting. Sorry, the
Hot.
segue into that.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Why? The skin is like beet red. It looks like someone beat the crap out of you in the shower, but you're like, oh, that was so good. That was so good. Like I feel clean. I'm like, I'm like Star Wars it, lukewarm. That's good enough for me.
Yeah, too bad we didn't have a woman's perspective on that.
I know, but I just don't understand it. It's like it's not even like one person, like one woman ever.
It's all.
Everybody
Yeah.
that I know, every female I know
And
likes it to where it's like,
that,
if my man ain't complaining, it ain't hot enough.
when you jump in the shower,
And,
you're like,
it's not not
okay.
just the shower, it's also the
Your
room
tidbits.
temperature too.
Yeah.
You can't fuck with the thermostat because
Oh, that's a dad thing.
consequences.
That's a dad thing for sure. Like it's engraved in your DNA. It's like you let her touch the thermostat. What's that? That's the Mel Gibson and Wahlberg and
Oh, Daddy's Home.
Daddy's Home. Is that 2?
Yeah.
He's like, did you know she touches the thermostat? He lets her touch the thermostat. What? Everybody comes out all sweaty from their rooms.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, no, I don't understand like why that is that girls just have to have it uncomfortable. Like that's like a preview of hell. It has to be. It has to be. Like a physical hell. When your tiblets get hit by the hot water, it don't feel good. It don't.
No, it doesn't.
I have a theory to that. I think because a lot of times, like men carry more of a body heat because we're stronger, and females, since they're weak, I think they carry a lot more of a cool energy.
Oh, there's nothing more demasculating than being like at a CrossFit gym and getting smoked by somebody half your size.
Oh,
by the way, I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, I never joined that CrossFit.
Well, I was
cult.
I'm not in shape, so it was pretty easy. But it's just like we were doing this weights one time, and we were going up and down, whatever, and she was smoking me, man. I'm just like, what is going on here? But
all I'm saying is you probably like cool temperatures too. I mean, hot temperatures.
No,
It was only at that time.
I'm just saying, no, I agree with her.
Let me take a hot shower now.
Turn that thing as hot as it can go. I'll stick my whole hand under there.
And that was a joke, by the way.
We're all here. We're all laughing.
Just I'm wearing a wife beater right now too, so
some grease stains on it.
Nipples are showing because
secrets don't make friends. But it helps you keep them. I know we were going off on a little bit of a tangent here about hot water, but
right.
This is more about the podcast itself. So the first time I heard you guys had a podcast, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like I know Mike Gaines has his podcast, and just right in the back of the head.
The positive
and
gains.
I think it was you and me. We're in the front lobby and we're talking about it. It was all sage, like wizards. And Nick was like, no, it's like old wisdom, like whatever. I'm like, no, I think sage is like something you play as like a wizard in a game.
Mage.
See, I don't know. And I thought sage, I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's like a magic podcast or something. Like I was just thinking in my head.
I thought it was a spice.
Sage.
Yeah, use it for smudging, which is cleansing.
Oh, yeah. Chachi told me one time. That's another tangent. But anyway, yeah. Had some ghosts, pretty sure. We can get on that too. I could spend 30 minutes on that about one thing. But yeah, let's go ahead and keep talking about chivalry. That's a better conversation. What was that noise?
There's a ghost.
Ghost. You're talking about
this house is full of owls and probably needs to be smudged.
Oh, that was hose.
The owls are protecting.
Okay, what would you guys consider? Martin or Rufino already said he adjusted the shower temperature for his wife. What are some things that you guys would do that would kind of show some of that?
Well, as far as what I do, I wouldn't say that going out of my way. I just it's just kind of like a common sense is if the dishes are stacking, I'll wash the dishes. If she's cleaning, I'll help clean the bathroom. If the bed needs to be made, I'll do it. If she went and washed the clothes and she's over there folding, I'll go ahead and help folding. And I know a lot of times, you always hear that's a woman's job, but I feel if two of you do into the the modern day, if both of you are working, then when it comes the house duties, it's
like someone
you gotta pick up your weight. You can't just sit there and relax like you're a millionaire, billionaire, and expect her to do everything. Unless if it comes to a point where you're paying all the bills and she doesn't have to work, she's at home, then maybe that could be her job, is just maintaining the house and raising the kids, where you're at work and providing. But I do feel if both of you are working, because it takes nowadays to live, you need two sources of incomes to live. But I feel if she's busting her ass, you're busting your ass. You get home and you guys, split the chores.
Yeah, I like that. Like it's 100%. It's not.
It's because you guys are a team.
It's
Like
a
any
team.
Exactly.
team, yeah, you put the team effort in, and whatever one's slacking, the other one's there to pick up.
And it's not kind of one-sided too.
I think that's what's really killing like chivalry and being together 100% is the fact that you do need two incomes to survive nowadays. Because back in the 50s and 40s and 60s, the man went to work while the woman stayed home
Yeah, he could
and took
work
care
at
of
a
the
shoe
kids.
store.
A house
and-
cost you $40,000.
Exactly,
you know?
exactly.
It's
And I mean now
Like $500,000
For-
you're
for a
paying
nice
almost
house.
built a house and
as much as what you would pay back then for a
Yeah.
mansion,
Yeah.
for a little condo
exactly.
that
Yeah.
you're roommating with
So
a
and
stranger or an employee or a friend.
And so, like I was saying, you do need the two incomes now. So now women are seeing themselves as more of an equal, and you got that power dynamics shift to where men and women are saying, "Oh, well, I'm making just as much as you, so you're gonna do just as much as I am."
here's my little take on that. Men and women, they are equal as human beings, but they're not the same.
No, yeah, I
we
agree,
are
100%.
different. We are different from the bones out.
Explain.
You know what I mean?
Explain.
So what I'm like
as a mother being more nurturing and the father being more
the protector.
Protector.
No, I mean from
Sure.
biological standpoint. If they dig up your bones 500 years from now, they will know that you were a male, right? So we're denser. A lot of physical traits that are different.
Well,
Like we
I
are equal
identify
as a
as a
person.
duck.
We are the same equally socially. There are things that I can never do that only a woman can, and I mean that like in a very like personal, caring way. You know what I mean? I'm not just talking about giving birth. You know what I mean? The way that my wife is with people, I can never be that way because she looks at it as like a motherly thing. But
Yeah, more of that nurturing trait.
yeah, and I mean I love my kids and I'm nurturing, but sometimes I'm just like, get up. Like whenever they fall down, I'm just like, come on, get up.
See, here's the thing. Okay, that's why it's beneficial, to have both parents there, because I believe mothers are more needed for that nurturing type, and like nowadays in times the guys have to watch the kids, and like they're not as nurturing.
Don't
as
get it
mother.
twisted. Daddy don't spank. Mommy does. Swear to God, I don't spank my kids.
Mm.
Mommy gets onto them. She calls it the dad voice.
Does she spank you too?
No matter how many times I've asked. Just
Well,
kidding.
hopefully she's not listening right now.
Not chivalrous at all. Daddy needs spanked. Wait. No. So you're a bad guy. We shoot bad guys. No, but we're different and it's beautiful. Like that's a good thing. There's just things that you can't come to a guy for. That you
Yeah,
can
no,
go
exactly.
with.
We
And
can't come on a girl though.
Come to a girl.
come to a girl
Yes.
for a girl with a girl. Kumbaya.
Anyways,
But yeah, I don't know. I think that chivalry is a unicorn in a world full of pigs.
I can see that. Yeah.
You know,
I would say more like Sasquatch because he
Harry-
exists.
Harry.
Unicorns don't.
But if he
Keep up on
chooses
your history.
unicorn, he could use unicorn.
I like unicorns. Not everybody likes big hairy things. I'm a princess, not a policeman.
So what? Since we're talking about chivalry, what would you think traits? How do I put this? Chivalrous traits that women have that would attract a man, if that makes sense.
Reaching for the chip. Don't have to buy. Just reach. That's all. That means a lot.
Yes.
If
No,
you're-
you know what? Not only that, but just like let's say you're paying, you know, $80 to $100 on a meal that you both share.
That's McDonald's.
And like I appreciate a lot whenever they go ahead and drop the tip. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That makes
No.
you know, because come on, compared to the $100, you can't put $5 in and kind of help your man out. Because me personally, I love to pay everything. I pay everything, you know. But just that little, you know, $5, I'm like, okay, cool. I can go ahead and
100%.
get
Yeah.
like 3 monster drinks for the week with saving those $5 from the tip that I had to spend. You know what I mean? Because there is a rewarding system whenever I pay for everything. And you know, sometimes I know I'll go and like after you know have to pay a bill or something, and I look at my bank account and I kind of do a little cringe face, like, ugh. But then you know I'm buying something expensive.
right,
But
right.
you know, as long as she's having fun, having a good time, like to me, like I really don't care much for like luxury. I never really spoil myself. If I do, it's every in a great while. I think the biggest thing I've ever spoiled myself with was when I bought my truck, my Tundra truck. And every now and then I'll get myself some boots, or like I just recently just bought some workout clothes because I have fucking workout clothes that I've been wearing. I would say since my 20s, and I just turned 37, which my birthday was about 2 weeks ago. In case you guys want to tell me happy birthday.
I
late-
told you
happy
Facebook
birthday.
made it official.
Okay,
Is
all right,
that
thank
by your workout clothes by Lululemon?
Fabletics.
Oh,
Fabletics.
Once I try them on, I'll let you. I'll send you some snaps.
You ever walked in on the gym? He's punching the bag.
But no, just little things
Tight
like that,
yoga.
or like just even them offering like here, let me pay this time for groceries, and I'll be like, back up, bitch. You know, I got this.
Back off, mom.
And then you know I'm all tall and proud, but I let her walk in front of me, and then you see that little tear just running down my eye.
Because you know that was the last $20.
Yeah. I was like, no more monster drinks for me.
So this is how kind of messed up this is. When I was in high school, I felt like the men always had to pay no matter what. I used to just do odd jobs just to have a little bit of spending money in fear of if we went on a date, if I didn't have any money, like it's just like you were saying, like you feel like you have to,
Mm-hmm.
like, and that's just
But
like,
then too, like
ingrained in
that's
us. Nobody ever told me that. It's just the embarrassment of having a female pay for me is not the same as like, let's say you and I go out for drinks or any of us
Yeah,
go out.
we all hang out.
Yeah, dude.
we all
How many
pitch
times
in.
I've like, dude,
Yeah.
we DC after DCT going out there and getting a beer, hey, tabs on me, whatever, boom, boom, boom. Next drinks.
I got everybody. Then the
It's
next
so
one.
different than if like you go out with the girl and you're like,
So,
and
so
she
does
pays
the
for
girl
you.
have to be a friend, or are you talking about just on a date? Like, could it be
Anything.
like a friend that is a girl?
I don't think I've ever went on a dinner date with a girl that's not my girlfriend, if that makes sense. Like not in a one-on-one. You know what I mean?
You never hung out with a female one-on-one, then what's what you're saying? It's always been a date.
Or there's the potential that
Okay,
it
okay.
turned into or whatever. So
What's his
name?
I feel like, you know, from my experience, you know, going on the first date, there's more pressure on you to make sure she's having a good time, she's not bored, make sure you're not running out of subjects to talk about, because that awkward side just gets awkward as hell, and then you're like, and but I feel it's a big pressure on men to make sure she has a good time and everything's provided for her, and not only that, but then too, you gotta almost, I would say, fake it and make it, in a sense,
Right.
but not like where you're lying about your real personality or your identity, but you're always putting up a show to look more of this bigger masculine, the man that
Provider.
she's looking for, almost like, because a lot of females too, they, you know, they see the first men that they want to, you know, project in the future is always their fathers, especially if he's a good man, hardworking, Mr. Fix It, like MacGyver, you know, creative, fun. You're kind of hold to a higher standard.
that brings me to have you guys ever heard the term alpha widow? Alpha widowed?
Oh, you said Alpha Well.
No,
So yes, I've heard of Alpha Well.
I heard of Alpha Wood.
No, it's alpha widow.
Widow, no.
It's pretty much of a woman dating somebody for a while, and he left such an imprint on her that she compares every other man after him to him.
Seems like reasonable.
I think that even goes with like, as far as the more you date, I think the harder it is to hold down the relationship, because now you're not just only comparing one individual to, let's say, if I just had two girlfriends in the past, I'm only comparing her to two people. And like, let's say if I go out in a dating spree and, whatever, let's just say experienced, now have all these multiple women that are carrying, each one of them carrying some type of trait that I appreciate, that I value, but it's unfair for her because I expect all those things on that one person.
And not
you know what I mean?
everybody's gonna have that trait.
Yes, not everybody's gonna have it.
That's really good though. You hit the nail on the head on that one, for sure.
Yeah, they say once you've been with 5 people or more, it's harder for you to get into a relationship because you start having that standard, like you were just saying, on each person.
Yeah, 5, huh?
It kind of makes sense, huh?
Yeah. I've always been in a relationship. I've never been a casual dater.
Okay, about chivalry, like if you guys are going on a date, the first date, would you guys kiss on the first date? Like how would you?
It's up to her.
Okay.
If I'm interested in you, I'm interested in you. Like, I'm already there, right? You know what I mean? Like, I've never done the social. It has to be horrible to be single right now. In this day and age with social media, people DMing you.
I feel
right?
targeted. I feel targeted, Martin.
I can't even go down a grocery aisle. It's terrible. No, for real though, like, it's got to, like, I mean, my situation is, it was very organic in the way it happened, but I can't imagine having to go through what some of you guys go through with the DMs or dating websites or any of that kind of stuff. Like, that seems so foreign and just unorganic to me, but I realize that is normal now. You know what I mean? I'm saying, like, I'm not talking down on it. It just seems so, like, to me, it would make much more sense to go find somebody at a bar. Not that you should, but that to me seems more organic than going and flipping through someone's profile that, I mean, let's face it,
they always put
Instagram
their
is
best
fake.
self. They always put their best self.
Back in my day,
You ain't taking a picture on the toilet?
Back in my day, I used
Where
to
you spend
flip.
most of your time,
I used to flip through the yellow book. You
Yeah.
know what that is?
The yellow pages. I love them. Annabelle, Joe. I got it. You go by someone's. That name sounds cute.
Hey, Eric, hey, remember when you used to write your number down on? Remember that story?
Yeah,
The sugar packet.
Okay, so the story is, me, Wade, we went with one of our friends to.
We were up in Tucson.
Yeah, in Tucson.
Or guys' night out.
Guys' night out. Doing what guys do, and we're supposed to meet our friend that we rode with, his 2 other friends, and they were waiting for us in Applebee's to kind of pregame before we went to 4th Ave and Congress.
It was just a party night.
Yeah, it was party night. Good times. And so with the whole sugar packet thing, we end up meeting the buddies in Applebee's, right? Applebee's or Chili's? Applebee's.
It was Applebee's.
Okay.
Applebee's.
And as we're there in Applebee's, we're having a good time. And then over me and Wade were sitting next to each other. So it'll be on the right side. There was these 2 females with their kids, younglings. And at the time, as we were sitting there, we had our drinks, we're waiting for our food. And, so these women, they were appealing, beautiful. And
Bonita.
so me and Wade, we decided to go ahead and we're kind of talking like hey, we should see what they're doing later on tonight, see if they're interested on going out with us, right? So as we're having this conversation, our buddy that we rode with
Eric had mad game though.
Decided to slide these sugar packets towards us, and so I look at the sugar packet. It has my name, my phone number, and my phone number is. No, I'm just kidding. And it has Wade's name. Won't. It has Wade's name and his phone number. I'll give your phone number. His number is, and then our buddy's name and phone number. So I was like, what is this? I was like, what do you want us to do with this? He's all, just go ahead and give it to him, man. You know, it'll work. It worked.
It always works
on sugar packets. And to me, and you know, I was like, this ain't gonna work. I was like, this is like, sound like, excuse me, man, you drop your name tag, sugar. You know, you guys don't.
Hey, right? Back then,
that would get me. That would get me.
That would get you.
That sounds good.
Well, now I know.
Hey, you're like, hey, we got cell phones now, right? You know that, right?
Yeah, we have technology. Damn it.
Use the damn thing.
And there was this gentleman. He was making like balloon animals for and like tips hats and stuff. So for tips. And I think I only paid about $5 at the time. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to go ahead and approach
and break the
ice.
Women. What would that be now for inflation?
Like $20.
Right.
No,
get
30.
About inflation.
About 200,000 with a 6% interest rate. I would say.
Inflation.
Still making payments on that balloon hat,
Yep, to this day. And so anyways, so I go ahead and
inflation.
I'm sure it was a lovely story. Let's move on.
Okay, so I go ahead and I use the opportunity to go, have them make a little hat that I spent about $5, to go ahead and break the ice, like Wade said. And I go over to them and I tell them like, hi, my name. I'm not going to do anything with this balloon. None of my friends want it. I was like, you can go ahead and give it to your child. And she's, oh, thank you. Oh my God, you're so sweet. And
so,
okay,
no,
sorry.
It's my dog. Sorry.
Where was I? So I give him the hat, to the child. And so from there, we start communicating. We're talking, exchange phone numbers, and me and Wade were standing there, talking to these females. And then next thing I know, I wasn't paying attention at the time, but Wade caught it, and he went over there to find that guy that was making those balloon animals and stuff, and he won me by like maybe it was like a $500 freaking balloon hat.
Yeah, about 500.
2 appetizers.
It was like 10 times the size of the hat that I have, right? So he comes by and he's all, here, give one to her.
So both of them can have it.
So they both can have one. So that's where the whole sugar packet story pretty much originated. And yeah, it was a good time. And those females didn't decide to go ahead and hang out with us or chill with us because
it's not because of the balloon animals.
Yeah, it wasn't because
I promise. So that'd be anybody.
Rule number 1, when you get the female's number and if she's interested in you and she has your contact information, never pursue her within that same day.
Give her some time.
Yeah, like give her
72 hours
to process.
Is that the rule? 72 hours? Is that like the rule with you?
I would wait, babe, like about a week because if
I guess
I say if you make an
Don't
impact
call me for a month.
Hold on.
If you make an impact, you should at least wait about a week to a month. And when you hit her up, if she remembers you, then you made an impact. If she's, who is this? Just stop, bro.
What if she's like, hi, I'm Tom?
Game's done.
She can't remember.
I'm Tom from MySpace.
Hey, hit up MySpace. I got these are my top 5 songs.
You gotta listen to my song that's on MySpace,
dude. That was.
Hey, you remember
MySpace
MySpace?
automatically
man?
plays when you click on the link.
That was badass. And then you had your top 20 friends that you got in a fight with the rest of your fucking 40 friends because they're on the top 20 or 10 or 5.
Make your own background on that.
yeah.
Everything that was
Cowboys.
Tom was everybody's friend.
Hey, okay.
Tom was always there.
Let's talk about that. You said, okay, about a week's time. Okay, when do you think would be a good time for courting somebody? Like, if you're texting them, how long do you wait to text again if there's no, or do you even text at all?
Are you left on red?
Okay,
if
like
you're-
me personally,
I don't know. It's
What-
like if you don't know.
It's the worst.
okay, once I give my information and they have my phone number, I've already texted my number, so I kind of leave it on the woman to go ahead and
Reach
text
out.
me like hi. So like that night, she did reach out to me saying that they can't make it because they couldn't find a babysitter. So I took that. Okay, cool. So obviously she's interested if she came and replied within that first day. But usually I'll wait. Like let's say I'm really digging this girl or really attracted to her, then I would give it about a week or 2 before I will do anything, because that way I don't look desperate. I don't look weak.
Okay.
And
yeah, that makes sense.
does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that way, and let's say I wait those 2 weeks and I go ahead and DM her, text her, whatever you want to call it nowadays, Facebook Messenger, tweet.
So what do you guys think about the response, response time? Because nowadays, what do you guys think? Like when someone responds to you, they're like,
Hi.
no, not even just hi. Like
Hello.
30 minutes. 30 minutes later,
I wrote
do you-
this
do you-
fucking paragraph, and all you respond is a hi.
Dude, I've been
but-
told like I'm a shitty texter.
look, but do
it's
you
okay.
go back and like, okay, 35 minutes later, you go back and reply, or is it, or do you go,
like
would you guys
okay,
go like,
like
hey,
if you're maybe like
when you're
15, like you're still in high school, you're playing those whole mind game things, then go for it. But if you're a grown adult and you're interested in somebody, don't give them false flags and thinking, like does he like me, does he not, because it does get exhausting.
The games are for
But
young
I do
people.
feel it's like the man already did the hard work, right, as far as approaching the female, because she could have secretly been interested in you, but she just doesn't want to look desperate herself. And going back to being a traditional man, you should be the one approaching the woman, taking your jacket off, whatever, put on the puddle for her to walk over, or blah blah blah.
walking on
I
the
was gonna talk about that.
side of the
Going
sidewalk?
back into
Would
the.
you put your Ariat jacket on a puddle
No.
for someone?
So I was gonna ask that.
It used to be white.
The oldest form of chivalry that comes to mind is the old jacket in the puddle, and would you do it? That's what I was gonna ask, and you said it.
No, we're just going around
No.
it.
Depending what kind of bitch I'm dealing with.
Honestly, it's
No.
silk, so probably not.
She's like, I don't want to go around. I want to go through the puddle. Put your jacket there.
Oh, I wore high heels today, so your jacket's gonna get holes in it.
Well,
Stilettos.
like I said before, fake it till you make it.
Yeah,
Act like
sorry.
it's not a big deal. If you're interested, she might appreciate it, and you might be rewarded.
No, I
what? With
I think I'd do just a piggyback ride. Here, hop on my back, and I'll carry you over the puddle.
I'd hop on your back.
But then you risk staining your Jordans,
I don't wear Jordans.
your lugs,
I don't wear lugs.
your Ariats.
Okay, but they're work boots anyway. So I
Who
don't
wears
care.
Crocs in the rain? That makes no sense.
There's no more Crocs.
you,
It's
you might put my.
What- your hey dudes,
No,
your
yeah,
white hey
we're hey
dudes.
dudes.
My mother
Your white
bought my
Hades,
son
bro.
some Crocs, and
Casilla.
I was like, "Bro, these are 4-wheel and 2-wheel drive." I did the dad joke with them, and they didn't fit. But anyway,
But anyways, going back to the Ariats, I have a theory on there because it rhymes with idiot. So idiots wear
very
Ariats.
nice. Feels very nice.
That's why I wear them too.
Okay, thank you.
So we're on the
Thank
same
you.
page. If you want to look at, if you want to boot
Some-
check me, you can.
Me too.
Kind of want to ask about that Will Smith thing.
Do it.
Do it.
So everybody knows what happened last year
That was
at
bullshit.
the Oscars with the Will Smith. No, I totally agree. Would you, if a man was talking crap about your wife, go up and smack him? Would that be chivalrous?
Okay, For context, though, real
It's
quick.
expected, right? Out in public,
For
do
context,
bad
though,
mouth on your lady.
so
Fake news.
are we?
I gotta tell you, it's fake.
Are we in the same situation that he was, where she was with another man?
No.
Or-
I just mean the
So,
situation in general.
In
and
general,
then-
like if you have a good relationship and you and your girl
Yeah.
together, somebody's talking bad
But-
about her.
At the same time, too, you got to
both.
understand the settings that you are on and attending, because he is a comedian and
correct.
he does attack your lowest points, and you have
Yeah,
to be
roast
willing
you.
to. Yeah, you're gonna get roasted.
Yeah.
And like I went to the Renaissance just like about a month ago, and this motherfucker was roasting me about my breast size.
They're nice.
Thank you.
They're nice and perky, I know.
They
Are
bench
they
about
these?
300.
You know, but I knew I was in public. Everybody was laughing. I was like,
So,
I'm gonna
okay.
catch
kill
you
you
in the
later.
changing room.
I'll kill you later.
But good one.
Good
Okay,
one,
so-
guy.
But
And wait,
Hairy nipples.
but then too.
It's mostly hair.
So, you know, and then he
Fucking
convinced
muscle,
me
it's
to
all
go
hair.
ahead and pay the $5 to go ahead and try to fucking smack him with a tomato. With no success. I got real close with no success, but then I was like, I know what this guy is doing. He's trying to make some money, just like Chris Rock was doing. He's doing his job. But like, if it was out in the streets, then I understand that there's zero tolerance for anybody disrespecting your woman, and you're gonna go ahead and smack him and take a shit on his chest and leave and embarrass him.
what was your take on that, Rufino?
So what I was gonna say was, I think if we're not talking about that situation, I was bringing it up like kind of both ways. I kind of want to talk about that situation and the fact that he was laughing. He was laughing, looked over, it wasn't cool, and she embarrassed him, put all of their laundry out that she was messing around with her son's friend. The guy was in pain. I get that. But at the same time, he was a comedian. So he thought maybe in his head he was being chivalrous by defending his wife, and then, keep my wife's name out your mouth, and then the F word.
Right.
But I think you almost like he's at that point where he was like, I have to do this.
Well, he was laughing. He was laughing.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, he was laughing, and he's like, oh, she's not down with this.
Yeah. When he looked over at her, she didn't like it.
Expects
and-
me to do this. So that's what I was gonna say. Like, it's expected, right? If you're
No,
out in
no,
public,
but
if you're out in
that-
public,
That's dumb though. That was they were at a different huge. That right there is different scenario, different setting, different audience.
And what he said, Chris
That's
Rock,
as good as it's gonna get, guys.
was not
I can't go any further
what was
G.I.
not.
Jane, yeah.
unless I'm gonna.
I can hear the
I
little
can't
pink thing
get
in the
any
back of your
further, dude.
But I feel like Chris Rock. I didn't feel like Chris Rock was real like disrespectful. Just
He-
like
he was
Nikos, just like
roasting.
Nikos is right now because he's laughing as I'm trying to communicate right now with you guys.
He's trying to deep throat the mic.
Listen, you gotta tell me to get closer. Like, how closer do you
No,
want me to
I-
get?
Used to it.
What I wanted you to do is face it down to your mouth.
Oh my God, damn it, you're up to the
It's right
cord.
here. The hole's right here. I know where the
That's a
hole's
different.
at.
That's a different kind of mic. It
Hey,
doesn't
you're
matter what
hitting the
hole is.
mic cervix. Stop.
The shallow canal.
Shallow Hal likes a gal.
That was on the last episode.
Yes, it was. I say listen.
What'd you think of it?
Hey, after I was hearing what he was doing with that mic, I had to take a second take to see who all was here because I thought it was Sasha Grey for a second.
That's the other end. Not that I know. So no, about the last episode, it was good, and it, so that if you guys were doing a round table type conversation, right?
Right.
Yeah, kind of almost what's going on now. Like, we started off one topic, but you got a lot of people in the room,
Hey.
and we've all got.
Just like you gave the whole history with the chivalry. Of
I said one
knights.
fact.
I know, but I'm just saying the round table knights.
That is true. I'm like Sir Lancelot. You
You're just
said it
connecting the
yourself.
dots.
You said it yourself. I'm the bravest here. Anyways, but yeah, no, I thought it was good. I thought the girls being on were pretty good. I liked, like I said before, some of the conversation on the first one. I liked how you guys You didn't just listen to what they had to say. You pressed them on certain things, and I like that. I like that they were like, well, why does this happen? Why does this next guy have to suffer for something that whatever? And I thought it was good. I thought it was good. It was a good one. So
Yeah, and I would like to thank you for all the feedback you've been giving us. It's been really helpful.
you're welcome. I commented once though,
Yeah, I noticed that comment.
but I comment every day you go by the
Yeah.
room.
Okay, it's getting real awkward. Anyways,
So
Is that- we were
did you
talking-
get the flowers?
That was very chivalrous of you. Thank you. So, what we were talking about Will Smith and how he hit Chris Rock. So, in that same situation, would you have done anything different, but not in such a public arena? I guess you'd say.
I would. This is what I would do. I would look at her. I know that she's not having it, and I would be like, okay, I'm just gonna wing this out. I'll explain after this whole event is done with, because I feel like Chris Rock did not say anything disrespectful. Because anybody, if you're gonna be a
They were
woman,
friends.
you're gonna be G.I. Jane, the fucking badass woman that made it through the Navy SEAL camp, right? You know, just because she shaved her head, you know, like, come on, how many times do guys get fucking made fun of or getting a plunger stuck on their fucking shaved head, and we have to laugh it off? You know,
Yeah.
you have to know the environment that you're in. You know, it was a comedian. He's gonna, you know, attack everybody. That's his job.
You put it out there.
Yeah.
She had alopecia. Everybody knew.
She's still a beautiful woman, but at the same time, don't give me that look.
I don't find her attractive, but okay.
Well, I don't
was
want to be
good in the
slapped
Nutty
by Will
Professor.
Smith, all
The
right?
Nutty Professor, she was
Um,
pretty cute.
But you know, I would
That's
just
a-
wing it out. You know, if she got her feelings hurt, at the same time, is it worth to risk your career, the persona you've always put out? People look up to you, let down your fans, because at the same time,
Leave the dog though.
because to me, like I would be like, I'm not gonna risk that for you when you just fucking cheated on me with our son's friend. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
like why,
No, yeah,
why,
yeah.
why should I be holding you to a higher standard?
When you did me
And,
wrong.
yeah, you don't even respect yourself, but you expect me to respect you like you're some type of like loyal and
She made him a meme.
she
did.
She
The
did.
teary-eye Will Smith.
it
is a
used to
meme
be
now.
Michael Jordan.
Now it's Will Smith. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you. I think that what you said has a lot of good points to it. What do you think?
Okay, so the question now, you're out with your wife, your girlfriend, whatever. If somebody started talking crap about her, what would you do in that situation?
Zero tolerance.
Zero tolerance.
But it depends. It depends. Talking crap. Are they friends? What's the
No,
backstory?
okay, so,
Are they
yeah,
friends?
exactly.
Are they
That's
not
the
friends?
big difference.
Let's
They
go
were
with-
friends. Yeah.
Are they not friends? Are they
So-
just barely met? Are they acquaintances? You know what's the backstory?
So
I'd ask her.
I mean,
I
yeah.
think I'd ask her. I'd be like, "Hey, are you okay? No, you're not. Well, let me go Kamehameha on this guy right now.
Right, right.
If anybody doesn't know what that is, that's Dragon Ball Z.
Okay. So, like you said, ask her if she's offended. Doesn't matter if it's your brother, best friend, you name it, someone important to you in your life. And if she feels disrespected, I feel you should always take her side and give her that, because obviously she's feeling uncomfortable. So you try to analyze everything and see, like, okay, so what's the problem? Because I don't even know where the fuck I was going with this round.
You know, I think that's
Because I had a point in my head.
right. But that's a good hallmark of being in a good relationship, is that you are taking
Well,
care
you
of
always
each other.
want
Yeah.
always want to comfort her, and a lot of times too, it's hard because you might have, like, you know, sister, mom, dad, brother, you know, saying something that might or just being real disrespectful to her, or making it obvious, or speaking sideways, I should say. and then she's feeling uncomfortable because you might not catch that.
Right.
Or they might have said something real personal that you're thinking is like, oh, whatever. But once they explain themselves, then like, yeah, okay, I understand it. I know where you're coming from. Because I had a friend. Well, I should say, I still have a friend because about loyalty. But this friend, I would always let's just start off with saying I would tell him not to go ahead and tag me on things because at the time when I'm talking or I was dating somebody and I told them I was going to bed, they want to go out, have a good time, that's fine with me. I'll go ahead and go out with you, but just to do me the courtesy where you don't tag me on things or put me on blast, because then that makes me look like a liar and someone not reliable. And so I had a lot of females saying like, why did you do this, or what, whatever. And then it came to a time where I was dating this one girl. He didn't like her. And he came around buying everybody rounds for drinks and specifically didn't get her one. I knew what was going on, but I went ahead and took it to myself and acted like the drink was...
That's some catty girl bullshit.
That is some catty shit right there, man.
Like your friend to do that.
Yeah. Well, I went ahead and gave her my drink, but the whole time she was drinking some type of bitch drink. I can't remember what it is, but I went and gave her my Coors, and she's you fucking know I don't drink Coors. And I was like, okay, like so I was like, what are you drinking? I'll go get it for you. And they get into an altercation, my friend and the girl that I was dating at the time, because she starts kind of putting him on blast as far as like I know you don't like me, and she felt uncomfortable. But the whole time too, man, you got like that was a learning experience for me, because what they got into it. They were talking shit to each other. We had to separate them, and we had to go home.
This is a male friend?
Yes, this was a male friend.
I think I know, but I mean, well, the original part of you saying what you said, I was like,
okay,
I understand.
She told me some personal shit about what happened to her daughter and why she moved from wherever she was living within the United States. She moved back over here because something traumatizing happened to the daughter. And I was put on blast. She was put on blast. Even the daughter was put on blast on a social media network. And
somebody to take that social media away from.
There's a reason why I'm not friends with everybody that
but me still being like you know what, your friends come first, so I always took his side, and that was the last day that I've talked to her or which was really unfair on my part, because I saw what was going on, but I've learned from my mistakes. And a lot of times, man, like you just got to be there for them, because if you expect the same, you expect them to be there for you. You got to give it in return.
Do girls act chivalrous? Is that a thing?
That was my question earlier too. I mean,
I don't know.
What's that term for that again?
Ladylike. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't know a term. Yeah,
okay,
I guess.
Okay, according to you guys, what would be chivalrous for a girl doing something for you guys? Like, what do you think?
Being the big spoon.
No, no, seriously.
No, but I think he has a point, because it does kind of get annoying whenever she turns her back and expects you to turn with her to hug her. Like sometimes us men might want to turn our back and get a little held and feel appreciated.
Sometimes I want to be
Sometimes
I want to be the crust of the planet. You know what I'm saying?
So, would you guys agree though that social media is killing chivalry?
It is. If you think about it, man, all this programming, think about it.
Yeah, social media.
It's programming. They're programming us to be a certain way. And the best way to keep control over people is by keep them separated, keep them in a category, keep them conflicted. If it's religion,
Divide and conquer.
yeah, divide and conquer. If it's religion, politics, male, female, you can put a category on pretty much anything.
That is true. Yeah, Ruffin, you got any take on that one?
Divide and conquer.
No, the social media killing the chivalry.
Let me just put it this way. I have an Instagram, and the majority of my stuff is cars, weightlifting, even though I don't lift weights anymore, but whatever. I mean, sometimes I get like spam stuff on there or whatever it is, but like my wife has TikTok, and I can't stand it.
See, I never downloaded TikTok.
I never had it on my phone.
Guilty.
But I think, you know what? Instagram is the worst. I think Instagram is the worst one. It shows a different side, a fake side of reality. And
It's
I
like
think
their highlight.
I think
And
that's
people-
Facebook.
I mean, that's not just Facebook.
no,
It's social media in general.
who here has me on Facebook?
I don't
right?
have Facebook.
I don't. I honestly, like, can you, if you have an anniversary, right? You post a picture, you post a sentimental paragraph or whatever, and that feels good to the other person. They see it. They let everybody know that you see it. But I almost feel like you have to do that now, and that's the only social acceptable way of
Validation.
Of validation, yeah, affirmative narrating for everybody to see all of this stuff, and I hate that. But
It's just
I-
like your like the highlight reel. Like
My-
this is your top 10. This is your top 10 highlights of the year.
You're living your highlights.
Yeah.
is what
That's
you're
it.
posting.
You're just showing the good stuff.
I
You're not
Yeah,
showing
and-
behind the scenes.
I don't know. I think that there are people out there who it's just natural to open a door for a girl. It is natural to, my
At
wife.
first.
Yes. I mean,
And also
I
the
fight it.
sidewalk.
I fight it. Honestly, like sometimes like I fight going to my door first and not opening her door. When we're on a date, when it's an actual like
Date
hey,
night?
like tomorrow's date night, by the way. Tomorrow's date night. We're going
Can
to
I
go see
come?
John Wick
Can
4.
I come?
No, you can't. Well, yeah, you can, but don't. Hey, you can sit right next to me. We're not technically there together. We're gonna go see what John Wick 4, and when it's date night, I open the door for her. Like that happens, and people look at me funny, and it's just kind of like yeah, it's like sighting a unicorn out in the wild, or a Pegasus with wings. That's the difference. I know that now.
Or a Sasquatch.
Or a
Sasquatch. I like a Sasquatch.
A big hairy thing.
They exist though, but
Big, hairy, veiny
I
thing.
think big, hairy, veiny Sasquatches, they're real. You don't think so? Go to Wyoming. Anyways, but I
I
just
thought it was Colorado.
could be.
I don't know.
Chivalry is not dead. It's hanging in.
And that concludes this episode of the Midnight Sages podcast. I hope you enjoyed that midnight ride. This is Ruben.
This is Wade.
This is Nick.
And until next time, be safe out there.